The annual ceremony had already ended when Jeon and Jungkook arrived. A luxurious Bentley pulled up outside the private committee, followed by a convinced Lee. The look couldn't help but whisper among themselves, amazed by the grand display of wealth and power. Meanwhile, Taehyung stood near the top, dressed in an all-white suit with black sets covering his eyes. He held Honey Run close his chest as if trying to hold on the last piece of his twins. Minu stood beside him, gently holding Gookie's hand for support from a distance. Jungkook looked onto a small child, his blood boiled. The boy looked exactly like him. There was no denying it. That child was his son. Jungkook surprised, then moved to Taehyung, who was carefully placing Honey Run inside the people around them, began throwing flowers and a goodbye. Slowing Jungkook walked closer. He held a single flower in his hand. It was Honey's favorite flower. When Taehyung saw the flower head on the open tube, his heart stopped. His hand slipped out. It was him. When Jungkook, he was here. Taehyung gave on Gookie's hand tightly as if a fresh someone would snatch him away. Jungkook didn't make this reaction. A smile toggled at his lips. Jungkook thinking, so he's afraid that I'll take my son away. As people slowly left completely, Minu gently squeezed Taehyung's hand. Minu softly, I'll leave you for a while, okay? His eyes flickered towards Jungkook, who was standing a few feet behind them. Jungkook calmly, yes, please. Minu signaled and lifted Gookie into his arms before walking away. Jungkook didn't stop them. He didn't want to meet his son like this, not here in a chemistry. He had unfinished business with Taehyung first. Once they were alone, Jungkook removed his headset. His deep eyes looked into Taehyung's face. Jungkook firmly, you should start explaining now what you did. You fooled me 6 years ago. His voice was soft and there was a sharp edge to it. Strangely, despite everything, Jungkook didn't yet feel as anger he thought he would. Instead, he felt something like disappointment, regret. Jungkook thinking, if only I had brought him back, if only I had fought against my parents, if only his thoughts were interpreted by Taehyung. Quiet voice, Taehyung softly, it was Honey last week. Jungkook frozen. Jungkook shocked. What? He took a step back, his mind trying to process what he just heard. Having a child with him was actually Honey's. Taehyung's hand trembled slightly as he continued. Taehyung sadly, Honey like you, she was hurt when you rejected her so easily. She asked me to act as a surrogate, and I agree. Jungkook clenched his fist. Taehyung quietly, she was kind, Jungkook. I wanted to make her happy in her final day, and I don't regret it, not even for a second. Taehyung remained it on the tombstone. His heart itches as he read the inward word in loving memory of Honey Grace Kim. He thought that his twin sister was gone forever. Tears well up in his eyes. Taehyung whispered, since we were young, making my twins happy became my hobby. She was always sick and I couldn't do anything. She never could. After our parents died, I tried even harder to get her happy. Everything she wanted, she was all I had. A single tear slipped on his cheeks. Taehyung softly, and now she is gone. The dome broke. Taehyung's shoulders shook, silence shook his body. Since arrived back in, he had been holding everything in, and not today. Today he finally let it all out. A head suddenly appeared in front of his. Jungkook handkerchief. Jungkook gently held. Taehyung hesitated before accepting it, debating at his tears. Jungkook stood there watching him. Surprisingly, he felt no hurt. No anger, just understanding. A part of him wanted to be furious, but another part of him no. Taehyung had done it out of love for his sister, for his family. After a moment of silence, Jungkook sighed. Jungkook softly, "Let's talk about our son when you are ready. I can wait." Taehyung had snapped at Taehyung sobbed. "Why? You can you can wait." Jungkook offered a small, tired smile. Jungkook nodding. "Are we already waiting 6 years? A few more days won't hurt." Young Lee parted slightly, touched by the words. Then softly, "Thank you." For the first time, he found the courage to make Jungkook gaze. He wanted to see if he was serious. Jungkook felt his stare, his eyes calm and filled with emotion which were hard to read. After a while, both men slightly turned and walked in separate directions. They would meet again, and this time it would be to talk about their son. A cold, heavy silence filled the ground room. A sharp mirror of the hand, the clear reflection of the expensive marble floor, but the woman sitting on the valuable didn't seem to notice. Her finger tapped immediately against the armrest as she eliminated the private investigator standing in front of her private investigator. She said, "Madam, Hani Kim has already been burned." And the woman expression darted. Madam Jeon informing Hani is really gone. She leaned back in her chair, her mind racing. Madam Jeon, I never thought she would be this unless. Her grip tightened on armrest. Madam Jeon bitterly, "I wouldn't thought all that trouble I arranged for someone too early isn't her person. Parents, my son could marry her, and yet I still afraid." Her eyes burned with frustration. It had been her perfect plan. She had overrated her confidence that took the leave or Mrs. Kim and Mr. Kim. Once they were out of the way, she would never move to get rid of the nest. That way, Hani would have inherited everything, and once she married Jungkook, their family wealth and power would have attracted, of course, as she and Jungkook's mother. She would have been the one tapping all the. Madam Jiang grit in her teeth, and this was not how it was supposed to go. The private investor hesitated before speaking again. Private investor carefully, and Madam, there is something else you should know. Her sharp gaze snapped to him. Madam Jiang boldly speak. The investigator took a deep breath before revolving the truth. Private investor. The child he was with them as the funeral he brown furious. Madam Jeon, what child? The investigator placed a thick folder on the table in front of her. He had confirmed that Taehyung Kim was the runaway surrogate. The room fell silence. Madam Jeon's eyes widened in disbelief. Madam Jeon saw that boy got pregnant. Her heart pounded in her chest. Madam Jeon's eyes widened in disbelief. Madam Jeon saw that boy got pregnant. Her heart pounded in her chest. Madam Jeon, mumbling in disbelief. Impossible, that ridiculous. The man remained silent with a shaking hand as he reached for the folder. The first thing she saw was a recent photograph, a picture of Jungkook and Taehyung standing together at the cemetery. Her chest tightened. For the first time, she was caught off guard. She felt like her carefully built plan had been started. She waved her hand dismissively, her voice cold but slightly shaking. Madam Jeon, leave. Will you the payment later? The investigator bowed and left the room quickly. As soon as he was gone, Madam Jeon leaned forward, pressed her finger against her temple. She knew to think her plan had been desperate, but it wasn't over yet, not by a long shot. at the home office. Taehyung sat at his desk, burning in paperwork when the door cracked open. Hobie entered carrying a thick file in his hand. His expression was serious. Hobie placing the file down. Boss, this is the last report from private investor. Taehyung paused, his finger tightened around his pen. He had asked Hobie to learn the investigation to avoid drawing too much attention. Deep down, he had always felt that his parents' death was not just an accident. He exclaimed sharply and flipped the file open, reading aloud. So the driver of the 10-wheeler truck did not die in the accident. Hobie leaned forward, nodding. Hobie, no boss. According to the CCTV footage, the IP from the Crown Company, the original driver was a tall, muscular man, but the body found at the scene was small and thin, almost skin and bone. Later, we discovered that the dead man was actually a prisoner who had escaped from city jail. Jeon had clean interface. His voice shaking slightly. That means there were two people in that trunk. Hobie nodded grimly. Hobie, yes, the PI is still investigating who the real driver was and, more importantly, who was behind this. Taehyung leaned back in his chair, closing his eyes for a moment. His heart felt heavy. Life has been so simple before. His biggest worry used to be Honey, weak health. His family had been completely happy, but now everything was gone except for one person, his son, his precious Gookie. Despite everything, he was grateful to Honey for convincing him to give birth to Gookie, even if the way it happened had been wrong. At least now he was not completely alone. He inhaled deeply before speaking again. Tell the PI not to rush. Tell him take his time. We will find the truth eventually. There is no fire without smoke. He paused the fire back towards Hobie, his gaze from. Hobie nodded, understood, boss. I'll also write him that payment. Hobie hesitated for a moment before continuing. Hobie, by the way, Mr. Jeon has requested an appointment. He wants to visit and meet Gookie if possible. He asked to come here. Taehyung finger still on the desk. His breath quickened, but his face remained calm. Taehyung confirmed it tonight at 6 p.m. during dinner. Hobie raised an ugly surprise at how Taehyung agreed. Hobie, that soon? Taehyung nodded, already shifting his focus back to work. Taehyung, it's better to get this done. There is no point in dealing it. Hobie signed and stood. As Taehyung woke, a sudden thought popped up into his head. Remembering, what do you think Jungkook's favorite food is? Hobie was about to leave froze in place. Hobie blinking in confusion. Taehyung didn't seem to notice his reaction and continued thinking along. Taehyung, Gookie loved kimchi, chaja, sushi, Korean barbecue, banana milk. Should I make that for dinner tonight? Hobie titled his head. Hobie, boss. I think whatever you cook will taste good. Taehyung gave a small smile. Thank you, Hobie. You can leave now. Oh, look at the time. I need to go home and talk to Gookie first. With that, he grabbed his coat and left the office earlier than usual. Jeon stopped by the supermarket picking up fresh ingredients before heading home. When he entered the mansion, the first thing he saw was Gookie in the living room, painting with colorful all over inspiration. Hands a sharp circle. Escape Taehyung leaves Taehyung calling out, "Baby, I am home." Gookie immediately dropped his painting brush and turned around, eyes sparkling. Gookie, Mom. He was about to run and hug Taehyung, but then stopped midway, looking down as he bent cover hand. Instead, he flat kissed his mother. Taehyung's heart melted. Taehyung smiled warmly. "How was your day, baby? Did you have fun painting?" Gookie nodded and helping his clean up the mess. Gookie, yes, but Emma, are you tired from work? Taehyung shook his head and gently fluffed his son hair. Taehyung, I'm already alright, sweetheart, but I need you to take a bath quickly. We need to talk about something important. Gookie's curiosity sparked immediately. Gookie titled his head. Important about what, Emma? Taehyung chuckled. Taehyung, you will find out later. Go take bath. Now I'll prepare dinner. In the meantime, Gookie nodded eagerly before rushing off. As the mashed potato and the chicken are fresh and clean, Gookie climbed onto a high chair, his little legs flapping. He wasted no time getting to the point. Gookie, Emma, what's the important things you wanted to talk about? Taehyung paused, sitting the spoon down. His heart felt heavy. Gookie was smart to his age. He had never once asked about his father, and that only made his harder. Taehyung softly, I'm sorry, baby. I know you will never ask about your father, and I know you will always understood without me saying anything. Gookie smiled and Gookie quickly, I don't want to make you sad, Emma. Taehyung just Taehyung, you are such a good boy. He took a deep breath. Taehyung, sweetheart, do you want to meet your father? Gookie's eyes widened. For a brief moment, excitement flickered in his gaze, but he quickly hid it, afraid that his mother would feel hurt. Gookie hesitating, yes, but only if Emma is okay with it. Taehyung heart swelled with emotion. He gently held Gookie's small hand. Taehyung, when you grow up a little, I'll explain everything to you, but for now, just know that Emma loves you very much. Gookie nodded firmly. Gookie smiled sweetly. Understood, Emma. Gookie won't ask anything more. Taehyung swallowed the lamp in his throat. His son was so young, yet already so mature. He forced a smile and gently moved Gookie's cheeks. Taehyung cheerfully, all right, my little chief, come help him cook. With that, the two got busy in the kitchen, feeling the house is warm, but in Taehyung's heart once thought remembered Atuna Jungkook was coming. As Jeon mentioned, Jungkook stood in front of mirror, adjusting his perfectly tailored black suit, his hand smooth over his tie, but no matter how composed he looked on the outside, his heart was racing inside. Tonight he would meet his son not as a stranger, not as someone passing by in a semester, but as his father. A soft knock on the door broke his thought. Youngie entering, boss Taehyung come from the apartment. He invite you for dinner at the Kim mansion. Jungkook twitched into a small smile. Jungkook mumbling, dinner? Youngie watched as Jungkook's expression turned into something softer, something rare. It was just about the dinner. Jungkook was excited, and that was an unusual thing to see. Jungkook straightened his tie. Are the gift ready? Youngie nodded toward the back of the car. Youngie, everything is prepared. Jungkook turned towards his satisfied. Jungkook, good, let's go. He walked out of with confidence, stepping into the backseat of his car, expected his corner of bodyguard follow closely behind. As, as the car guided down the city streets, Youngie cleaned his throat. Youngie, boss, about the private investigator. Jungkook remained on the passing light outside the window. Yoongi continued. The IP said that Taehyung assistant hired him to investigate his parents' death, and Yoongi hesitated for a moment before delivering the news. Yoongi, it was not an accident, it was a premeditated murder. Jungkook claims his finger tapped lightly against the armrest. Jungkook, his voice trembling sharp. Are they close to find out who did it? Yoongi nodded. Yoongi, they are still investigating, but they already found evidence that someone planned the whole thing. Jungkook explained his expression darkly. Taehyung had lost both of his parents, and now it was clear that their death was not just a cruel conflict of fate. Someone wanted them dead, and that someone might still be out there watching. Jungkook family offered Taehyung our assistance. I can get out everything. Yoongi nodded. Jungkook, his voice dropping lower, also put security on him and my son secretly. Younger parents were pleased at first. Youngie, secretly, you don't want them to know. Jungkook finger clutched into a fist. Jungkook, if the people who plan this are still watching, they might strike again. If Kim and Bookie are being watched openly, it all make them bigger target. Youngie understood immediately. Alright, I'll handle it. Jungkook gave a small nod but didn't speak again. His mind was already far away, not on security, not on investigation, but on the two people waiting for him, his son and the mother of his child. Tonight he would face them both.